And then we will go. It says we are live. So I am really excited to do this. I feel like this interview is a year in the making just because we've been working together for a while and you've always really been able to create awesome results in your business. And this I have been looking forward to since we talked about doing it like 2 months ago. So thank you for being here with me today, Paul.
You're welcome. I'm excited.
It's going to be awesome. So if you don't mind, I'm just going to share this to my group. I would love for you to give us a little bit of background on you, what you do, and how we ended up having this conversation today.
Yeah. Well, I did own a gym like everybody else. I used that in past tense after COVID. But I actually started working with Nicole in, the summer, I guess, of 2019.
August of
Right? Yeah.
2019. Mm-hmm.
So at that point I had the gym, and then we also had an online business as well.
Mm-hmm.
And we were kind of like, or actually I should say Angie, my wife, had the online business, and we were kind of trying to figure out what to do with them, like how to merge them. And we just needed a new marketing strategy as well. We had done challenges and stuff like that at the gym, and they bring people in, but then it's also like, they're not always super sticky. They bring in like a wide range of people who kind of change the culture of the gym. If you cast a really wide net, you get a really, obviously, wide group of personalities and goals and that sort of stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
we were looking to create more of a culture, and we wanted that culture to start with, the branding, right? Like the time that somebody actually interacted with us on Facebook. And I just didn't even know how to do that. I didn't know how to communicate about what we do or who we serve or any of those things. And so that's what sold me. I think I did a visibility challenge. I've been
Mm-hmm.
on your list for a long time. I've been on your
Well,
list for like
we've known each other. We've met in
yeah, no,
person,
yeah,
kettlebell
yeah,
people.
exactly. So I think probably as soon as you started your business, I jumped on your list,
Yeah.
and actually did the marketing intensive, whatever, in August. And I mean, that was it. I mean, I honestly, I think we got to the part about truth posts, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I did not post on Facebook. I've been on Facebook since 2005 or six or something
Mm-hmm.
like that. I maybe had 100 posts
Yeah.
total, until I met you, or until I started working with you. And then, like literally my first truth post paid for the entire marketing intensive.
I
you
love
know, I'm like,
that.
all right, well, this is sweet. I'll keep, just going down this path. And then obviously went into the mastermind, and it's evolved since then.
Yeah. So, okay. So obviously COVID happened,
Yeah.
and what was really great about the position that you were in is that we were already focusing on the online business, but your gym, you're in Illinois, had to shut down and everything.
Mhm.
And so what was that kind of whole interim place like for you?
Um, well, okay. So before March, we had grown the online business to the point where it was about half the money that we were taking home, right? So
Mhm.
the revenue of the online business didn't match the gym, but obviously the margins are a lot greater. So like, out of the money that actually came into our household, half of it was from the gym, half of it was from online,
Mhm.
give or take on the month, right? And so the gym shut down, and we're like, or temporarily shut down, or 2 weeks turned into a month, turned into 2 months, turned into half capacity 4 months later, that sort of thing. And so we just doubled down on the online business is what we did.
Mhm.
Especially as things just kept coming out, where it's like, man, this gym game is never going to be the same. You know what I mean? And so then it was, I think we knew in our hearts early on that we were not going to reopen the gym after COVID. We knew it early on, but I wanted to hold out hope and all that stuff. But I mean, because we had a viable alternative, because
Mhm.
we had spent the time building an online business, and because of the uncertainty that was around the whole industry, and like we would have been shut down again right now, right? So we just decided to put all in on that. And I think you just pointed out to me that from June to October, we doubled.
Right. So just to give people a timeline, so I think, it was really about a 6-month window or so, maybe 7 months to get you to about 10K in the online business, but you had a gym. So it wasn't like
Mhm.
a full-time
Yeah,
focus. And
right.
then as soon as it was full-time focus, I still remember we were talking in June and you were telling me your first paycheck that came solely from the online business was 13,000.
Mhm.
And then, as I pointed out to you a few minutes ago when we were talking, that you have gone from 13,000 in June to hitting 30K in October. So in 4 months, you have more than doubled the business, which gives me chills. I know you're like, next goal, right? But
Yeah. Yeah, I blew right past it, but yeah, that's
but I
right.
just think that
Yeah.
that's huge, right? So there's a lot of people who will watch this now and in the future who are going to look at you and say, oh, well, like, it's just him. He has, he owned a gym.
Mhm.
He had all these like special things. What would be your advice to someone who is maybe either considering starting or who is like just struggling to get any traction online? What would you tell someone in that position?
Yeah, I mean, I think when it comes down to online branding and coaching and getting clients, it just comes down to communication. And you
Mhm,
have to be able to clearly articulate who you serve, how you serve them, and also let people in on your personality, right?
mhm,
People don't care about your plank variations and that sort of stuff. Like they
mhm,
literally want to know you and know that you're the person to help them. And so that's one, which is what you help with, which is why I recommend people work with you. Um, but I think more than that is we literally just had this conversation too. It's like you look at the big picture. You know what I mean? You're not going to be flooded with hundreds of leads right away, but at the same time, if you're consistent, you'll be getting consistent leads pretty quickly.
mhm,
So you know what I mean? So it is just learning how to clearly sort of articulate what you do, who you serve, how you can serve them, and then just once you can communicate that, do it over and over and over again consistently. And it doesn't matter if it's Instagram, Facebook, or whatever. You just pick your medium and run with it. That's fine.
mhm. And having, like, for you, I think the signature offer that you guys have created is so strong. And obviously, you've made it this far pretty much entirely organically. And now we're talking about, okay, well, what are the other ways to scale?
Yeah.
And now you're bringing on, a small team. And I just want to acknowledge that you really did get to 30K a month without anything outside of you and Angie, right? Like, you've made some changes in the last 2 months, but that's just
Mhm.
been you guys showing up consistently, delivering great value and great content, having the right offer, following up with people. And it's like just a repetition of the basics, like you were just saying.
Yeah, yeah, and I think you hit the nail on the head too with the offer, which,
Mhm,
um, you for sure have to have the right offer because if you keep signing people up in a way that not only isn't profitable for you, but like energetically drains you,
mhm,
y- you're just going to build a business that you hate anyway. So you got to make sure that you do have that back end structure that actually serves people, but does so in a way that like kind of brings you joy, right? You
mhm,
got to make sure
mhm.
that offer is set up in a way that you want to service that offer over and over again. I think that's pretty huge too.
I love it. I love
Yeah.
it. Well, I'm just so proud of you and Angie and everything that you guys have built. And I mean, next steps, I mean, what are we working on? 50K? I think
I
that's
mean, 50 is
totally
next. I mean,
doable.
that's the next logical milestone, right?
Yeah. We only do logical in business. I'm just kidding.
Well, I mean, obviously, we're gonna have to get to 100K, right? But
Yes. Six
along the
figure
way,
a month.
yeah,
That is
along the way, we have to hit 50. So that's what we'll do.
totally, totally. But what's interesting and what's, I think, really encouraging for you, hopefully, is that you've actually done like all of the hardest stuff. Like, getting to your first 10K is like really, for most people, the hardest part.
Mhm.
So you've
Yeah.
got it. The sky's the limit. And I'm really excited about what's next for you. And I just appreciate you sharing with people today, because I think that someone out there will watch this, they will hear your story, relate, and they will be inspired to start to build what you've done. So thank you so much
Yeah, I
for
hope so.
sharing. Yes,
Thank you, Nicole.
absolutely. Awesome. Well, I look forward to speaking with you soon.
Yeah, I'll talk to you later.
Thanks, Paul.